Right, hello, welcome to another angling blog. First of all, I'd like to start off, I was supposed to be fishing here today with my mate Gary. Fortunately, you know, he's had his partner's a bit poorly, so I want to start this blog off really by saying, you know, get well soon and hope you're feeling better soon. I had a day off work, so and I had the bait. I'd already bought the bait last night, and I thought I'd come and give it a go. I'm on Cheshire Fisheries. I was on here the other day and we had, around £20 of silvers. And that's my target today, silvers, but I've got a plan. What I've done is I've mixed my ground bait up and I've got a bit of it in this tub. And what I've done, this is in there, that is, let's see, you can see these casters, hemp and a bit of pellet. Now my plan for today is I've got 2 rigs for today. I've got my match kit with Drennan Aqua elastic, a light elastic, a size 18 Maver hook. I'm fishing that one with a strung out shot for casting on the drop. I'm hoping to get roach as my main target today and on that line, and then I normally put shot on the line, but I put stots on today. The reason why I put stots on is because they can move easier on the line, because I'm hoping, if my plan goes right with this rig, I won't be fishing on the bottom with it, I'll be getting the fish on the drop. It's warm today, I'm going to see if I can get them on the drop. I am going to feed the swim every time with a nugget of ground bait, every so often, with the kinder pot over the top and a few bits of corn on it. I've put a bit of Cheshire particle oil, hemp oil in me ground bait and over the hemp to add that little bit of attraction. And so that's going to be my silver rig for the day. Nearly knocked myself out. And the other rig I've done is a white hydro rig. Heavier rig, heavier float, white hydro elastic. And that is purely, I'm going to try on the bottom later on. Bit of bigger bait corn on the bottom. To see what's about. It gives me options. If I go on the bottom, there's more chance of me hitting a bigger fish, so that gives me the option. And I've got it on, all of them on a puller kit. Looking around, there's a lot of fish topping and some of them are carp, so the carp are definitely moving. Whether we bump into them or not, I'm actually one of them weird people that hopes we don't bump into them. I'd be more than happy with a net of roach today. So I'm going to feed the fish, line over the top with caster, and put in a nugget of ground bait to try and build up a swim on the bottom. And that's my plan of attack for today. So I'm going to get to it. It's about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I'm looking forward to it. The sun's going to be out today for most of it, although it's always windy here, so that's going to be an issue. But I'm going to fish one line. I'm going to see if I can just fish one line. And it's at the bottom of the shelf. It's dead shallow, slopes, and then flattens out. And I've just started fishing where it flattens out, because then I can slowly follow the fish out as they spook. That's my plan. There's nobody else on. I've got the place to myself. Let's get to it. Right, so I'm making a start. I'll start the swim off with a nugget of ground bait mixed with molehills soil, caster and hemp. That's just to start the swim off, to get some bait on the deck, and then the rest of it's going to be fed by the kinder pot over the top. And then little and often, and I'm going to feel my way into the swim. I've only got my small kinder pot on. You'll find that I'm very cautious with my fishing really, with silvers. Start easy, and if they're having it, work at it. So, feed that ball, shit back, and we're going to start on my silvers line on caster. Now, I'm just making a start now, very ominously, while I've just been filling that kinder pot up. On the pool behind, there's carp topping everywhere. Yeah, no. So that's the casters in, lay the rig over the top, see how we get on. First put in, I've got the wind blowing in my face, I'm not really too bothered about that. But there is plenty of carps jumping clear of the water at the moment, which is a bit, I have to admit, is a bit of a worry for me, because when they move in, if they move in the swim, you can probably kiss the silverfishing goodbye. We just push everything out. Past sessions on it in summer have been like, if you're fishing for silvers and you can get them in your swim, you can do, you know, a couple of pound. But once them carp move in later in the session, it's just stick with them. I'm just hoping that they stay away today. The good part about having the fishery to ourselves today is if it's not working, there's the first fish of the day. If it's not working, then you can just spin round. There's a pond behind, but I'm hoping to get a net of silvers, and as I say, that's the first roach of the day. And there we go. And that's the average stamp that you'll get, on here. The lovely fish. It's the first one of the day on caster. He took it well down. So obviously wanted the bait. And a bite that quick bodes well. So what I'm going to do is back in and going to feed a little nugget of ground bait like that in the kinder pot. And about 4 casters. I'm just going to edge my way slowly into the swim. I've never really found ground bait do that well on here, but there is some nice skimmers. Hence why I put a bit of 1mm pellets, not big pellets, because I really don't want the carp in the swim today. Just 1mm pellets. As for when I go on the bottom later on, then I can have a go for them. But my experience is, there's another fish straight away. My experience, I was just about to say, is that the roach will come up in the water, and this is a nice roach. Certainly, just a bit better than the other one, and he's in the net. As you can see, similar stamp, roach, and that's 2 for this minute. This bit of the video has been going 3 minutes, and we've had 2 roach of that stamp. As you say, if that continues all day, have a very good net at the end of the session. Have one more go, just for this bit of the video. So in again. I want to put, in this time, I'm going to feed the line for later on, because I've got a feeling that with the warmth today, we are going to see a few bigger fish. I'm hoping some skimmers turn up, to be honest with you, in the swim. And again, just a little nugget of ground bait in. And what my plan is with the ground bait is I want obviously some food on the deck, but I've mixed it so with that molehill soil to darken it off, not to spook the roach, because they will feed better over a dark bottom. It is quite a light mix. And also I want the water in the edge here is clear, so I also want a bit of colour in the water. Now I might go over to feeding with a catapult later on. If they come right up in the water and it's one a chuck shallow, then I will shallow up. But I'm just going to feel my way into the session. The little sign there. Flick it over again and feed it. Just keep feeding like this to see how we get on. If bites, are hard to come by, but there's another indication the cast is still on. As you can see, there's plenty of fish in the swim already. I mean, we haven't put enough really in to attract anything that's not already there. We're catching fish that are already in the swim. And I say that's three, missed 3 bites there, really quick bites. And I'm fishing just about an inch off bottom at the moment, but already I feel that the fish are going to come up in the water, and it might well be worth feeding a line shallow, close in, just at 2 sections of pole, because if you can get them going there, then you can have a really good day's fishing. And there's something having a go here with it. Whether the caster's just come off the hook and the hook's spooking them, I don't know. Little knock there again. If you just lift the float and let it go down, if it sat there for too long and you'd expect a bite, put it back in, because judging by it, there's a lot of fish there, and it might be that you don't have to come back in to actually change your bait. You need to come back in to put a bit more bait in the swim. There's something not right with that. If you think there's something not right, it's best to bring it in and have a look, because there's 3 fish had to go there. As you've seen before, we were hooking them, and as you can see, them fish are just going for the shell, and that's why we weren't getting the bite. So it's all about discipline as well. Stay disciplined and learning the swim. There's plenty of fish there, but there could be a lot of fish there to begin with, but you want them to stay. So it can be very deceiving, silverfish. You can go in and there'll be a lot, and you think, oh, I'll put in a full pot full of caster, and you're going to bag up, and in an hour's time you sat on a dead swim. So it's best just to go little and often. And in an hour and a half's time, if this is still going on, then obviously, yeah, up the feed. But at this early stage, I just want to feel my way into the swim. A little indications there on the caster again, all the time. As soon as that float is, getting at a certain depth, and you can work out where the fish are. If you imagine that line just falling through the water, it doesn't actually reach the bottom till your float is settled. So you can kind of work out where the roach are. And there we go. Certainly got that. This elastic I was put onto by Brian Coakley at Warrington Angling Centre. And I'm looking forward to trying it on the canal in the summer, because it's very light and very forgiving. And this roach going off down the edge. And there we go. That's the 3rd roach of the day. Again, fin perfect. And I love this type of fishing. This is my type of fishing to a T. I sit and catch them all day long. Anyway, I'm gonna get to it for a bit. That's the opening bit of the video. It might be a long video, but these videos are about me talking about how I go fishing and why I do it. My written blogs are more about the experience of the day. So that is how I've approached the swim, and I'm going to keep that ticking over for a bit now, and we'll see where we are in an hour's time. So I've already made my first change of the day, and really quickly the fish have come shallow and far out, so I've shallowed up to basically how deep I am on 2 sections of pole, because my hope is that the fish will come into that bit that literally under my feet there, and if I can catch them there under my feet, then it's a lot quicker than shipping in 5 sections of pole or whatever I am out there. But the fish are coming steady now, and hopefully in half an hour I'll try that line about there to see if they turn up. If they don't, I've got enough bait. It's not going to kill out there because they're all up in the water, but they are coming shallow. Right, going to get back to it. Let's say fish coming regular now, shallow. Even the skimmers are, you know, coming up. The float's not even set. The float's going sideways, and as it's settled, it's just going straight under time and time again. As I say, they're all a good stamp, and I don't understand why this place isn't full of people fishing for them. It's mad, but yeah, doing me all day and coming steady. It finally happened about an hour into the session, and just hit a carp, fishing half depth. I had to go on the bottom for them, go and get a touch, but been feeding caster steady and the nuggets are ground bait. The nuggets are ground bait now for about an hour, and it was just solid and off it went. Luckily, you know, the hooks just pulled. They might kill the swim for a bit. It didn't half bolt off, but I didn't think I'd get them that high up in the water. I thought the roach would come up, but I didn't think the carp would. But it seems like that's going to be maybe a pattern. If that's in the first hour, yeah, it might be that we need to go onto the heavier elastic shallow, just in case we do it into one of the better carp. But yeah, they're about that coming shallow still. That is a cracking roach, that, and that's what I've come for today. Roach like that, pristine, not a mark on it, fantastic stuff. About just over an hour and a half now to 2 hours into the session, and some real, in the last couple of 10 minutes, so some real quality fish have turned up in the swim. Really good. All on caster. Just come into my shallow line, close in, top two. Quality roach straight away. So got me asking questions, oh, do I stay long or do I come in short? Dilemma. It's a good one to have though. So 11:15 now. I just got the first carp of the day. I don't know what it is, whether it's an F1 or a nice fish. Come shallow, on the shallow line out there. Get it back in the net now. So just coming up to midday now. It's been steady. Just past 11 o'clock. The wind keeps getting up, which wasn't really a problem at first, but it's getting a bit worse now. It was helping the presentation before, I think, but the fish have definitely slowed up a bit. I'm actually thinking now of coming closer in or sitting out on a big bait out there, just see if anything's turned up in the swim. It could be that the fish have backed off a bit, but I have had a few fish. They have been steady all morning. There's another one. Let's see, they're coming really shallow. I mean, that carp come about 3 foot deep. So even when you're catching fish like that, steady all day, you know, if you keep going, you get a net by the end of it. I'm just feeding little nuggets of ground bait still and keeping it ticking over with the colour. I've not seen any bubbles come up in the swim. It's given me any inclination that there's anything on the bottom, you know, worth anything on the bottom worth feeding. But it's a little nugget of ground bait, feeding it, dropping the bait into it. Plenty of indication on the caster. that's had the caster. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to it anyway. Right, it's my thinking at the moment that I don't think much of the bait is getting to the bottom. There's no signs coming up off the bottom that any bait is getting down onto the deck. So anything that could be feeding on the bottom to have a go for a better fish. So what I'm going to do, my thinking is, if I'm catching fish half depth, one a chuck, how much of it is actually getting down. So I'm going to feed really heavy, some really heavy bait. So in that there's a big ball of ground bait. Remember, I've been just feeding nuggets so far, so we're midway through the session. There's a lot of fish in the swim, so getting the ground bait really compact. I want to feed a couple of balls like that into the swim, and a real big handful of caster. No. Do one or two things that will push the fish right down onto the bottom, or kill the swim. But there's two big balls ground bait put in, and we'll see what we do now. So I've just gone over to the heavy rig now on the bottom on corn after feeding that heavy ground bait, and straight away we caught a small carp. There we go. Lovely carp in March. Mad. But yeah, just shows if you get a plan and work at it, you can, if you go, have a game plan when you start out, you can work at it, and it can work. Obviously some of the bait now is getting on the bottom. It's nice to catch the roach, but it's nice to have a little go on the bottom for the carp as well. I'll get this guy back now anyway. So, there's quite a few carp on the bottom now. And so you've seen swirls now when they're coming up, and some of them aren't roach. Some of these carp are right up in the water now after the caster. I could easily go on my maggot line, on my caster line, I think. But my worry is on that light elastic is getting the fish in. I mean, yeah. I'll get this guy in the net now. So, started hitting carp now on caster as well. So, the changeover I've made is I basically can't use that other rig. There's no chance of even getting them small carp in on that. So we're all out now, just on the heavy elastic. Tightened up a bit. Takes the fight out the smaller fish, like obviously, but at least it gives me a chance of getting some of them carp in. Like I say, they're coming on caster now. We eat the carp, so yeah, this is what it's like on a. I say when it's warmed up, just a little bit of warmth today. The place has come alive and the carp are on the feed. So yeah, heavy elastics, and see what we can get. Right, again on the heavy elastic. The very next put in, and we're into another better fish, which I think might be a roach coming in backwards. But it's certainly a better stamp than what we were getting. go. Nice roach. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick at this for a bit. I'm feeding with a catapult, casting over the top, but fishing on the deck with a piece of corn. I'll just see how it goes. There's obviously a bit of bait getting down on the deck now, so we'll see. Another one on the heavy elastic. It's another small carp. I've hit a few things that have just zoomed off, I think. You know, proper carp, and they've just headed over the other side, and there's been no stopping them. The smaller ones, maybe needed heavy elastic today, heavier elastic. My first session out really with the white hydro. Maybe it needs to be set tighter, but a couple of them now, that size carp on corn, feeding over the top with a catapult with caster. So yeah, I'm going to have a bit of fun with these for a bit, and then we'll get back to the roach, because by feeding it with the catapult, I can tell by the knocks on the line that there's plenty of roach up in the water, because the line's getting knocked as soon as I put it in. We'll get back to it. And there's another better fish on corn again. I don't know what it is. Doesn't feel like a carp. Yeah, one of these small carp. There we go, pristine, like a new penny. They are beautiful, I'll give them that. Lovely little carp. The bigger ones seem to zoom off right over the other side, but these ones, yeah, lovely little fish. I'm going to get him in the net now. So, there's quite a few carp on the bottom now. And so you've seen swirls now when they're coming up, and some of them aren't roach. Some of these carp are right up in the water now after the caster. I could easily go on my maggot line, on my caster line, I think, but my worry is on that light elastic is getting the fish in. I mean, yeah, I'll get this guy in the net now. Right, just coming to the end of the session now, and I've just spotted one or two carp on the top of the shelf just down here. I only spotted them because they were like a yellowy colour, and so they're obviously coming up the shelf at the end of the day for a bit of food, see what's about. So just gonna have half an hour at the end now to see if we can pick up a proper carp. And like, the wind blowing in here isn't helping. It's blowing the rig underneath me pole, but yeah, gonna have a quick go for a carp down the edge in March. Carp caught literally on my top section. And so I can't believe they've come that close in, to be honest with you. It's been warmish, but it's not been like mega warm today. But you can literally see the carp on the bottom there. The ones that are like a yellowy colour. You can see, there's at least 2 or 3 of them down there now. There we go. Literally see the fish moving into the swim. It's mad to see. In clear water. I mean, if there wasn't a scotch on, you'd be able to see everything. still 2 down there now. And these, it looks like one of the, like a ghosty type one. And these are the ones that I'm seeing moving in. There he is in the back now. You can see little ghost carp in the net. I want to get him unhooked and put him in the keep net. And there's another one. All coming a foot from the bank now. Absolute madness. Like the bites. I mean, so I can see the fish move in. And you know, it's exciting stuff waiting for the bite. But yeah. I need this guy back now. So what I'm basically doing is getting me cupping kit and just putting some pellets in and then topping it off just with the ground bait from earlier. So you have that. We've all watched the videos, and the theory behind it is it looks like you're packing in. You may go make a bit of noise. You don't seem to mind it. I'm sat here chatting away, so you don't seem to mind it. And then literally just going over the top of it with bait and just still feeding over the top. Might be in for a long one with this one. I think it's fouled up, this one. Right, it's about 20 to 3 now. I've had a few carp down literally underneath my feet, and yeah, I'm going to call it a day in a bit. I think we'll have one more, and then I'm going to sort the nets out, because it'd be nice to beat the traffic home as well. I can't believe how mild it's been today, and it's shown by the carp. They were jumping early on, and now they're under me, literally a foot from the bank. So I'm going to try and nab one more, and then get the guys back, get some net, pictures of the nets and stuff. And that is the last fish of the session. The carp under the feet. It's 10 to 3, and it's time to go home. It's got to be methodical when you're on your own dealing with the net now. I'm going to split it, going to get the carp out, get a picture of him, do the outro, and then we'll have a look at the silvers. So it's been a fully enjoyable day's fishing, really good day. Been enjoyable. It's had the best of both worlds. I've had the silvers in the morning, and then the carp amazingly have turned up in the edge. Right, I'm going to get this guy back. Right, so That's the carp net at the end. As I said, only 2 of them come on the far line. They really turned up in the edge at the end. So it's £27 carp. And yeah, good bit of fun. I probably lost just as many that zoomed off. Right, so I'll get these guys back now and we'll have a look at the silvers. Won't keep them out of the water too long. There they all go. Back they go. Let's have a look at the silvers. That's the final net of roach, just under £18. A few silvers in there, a few skimmers. I say from 12 o'clock onwards, out there, was hitting carp on me light elastic, and there was no point me fishing shallow. After I hit 3 carp on the bounce, it's pointless. You're never going to get them in on me light elastic. And my heavy elastic fishing shallow was just, was bumping them, and he wasn't getting any fight from these either. The elastic wasn't even coming out when you were hitting these, and when the carp appeared close in, just decided to spend some time trying to catch them. Been a fantastic day's fishing. I'm going to get these guys back now. Right, the session's just come to an end now. To top it off, it's just started raining. It's been a mad day. What a day. Pretty much went to plan. I don't know how I'm going to edit all the footage, to be honest with you. The day evolved as it went on. It started off feeding nuggets of ground bait and fishing shallow for them roach, and they were one a chuck. The majority of them roach come in the first 3 hours, so yeah. Past that, the fish that I started hitting carp shallow, and there's not a lot you can do. You can't stay on a light elastic, which is when they're zooming over the other side and you're not even getting near to them, it's just wrong to continue doing it. So what I did, I started on going deep out there, picked up a few carp, and then when I noticed a few appearing under my feet, I just had a bit of fun at the end. So £27 of carp and 18, 19 pound, whatever, 17 pound of silvers, whatever it was. It's an enjoyable day's fishing. Anyway, I'm gonna get the gear packed away now, make my way home. Thank you very much for watching. If it is a long one, thanks for watching. And I do try my best. It is only me on the bank with a bank stick with a something to hold the camera. I am trying my best. Maybe in the future I might get a GoPro and stuff like that, might make it easier. But for now, I'm just doing the best I can with a camera. It'd be great if you could subscribe and like the video and share it. It helps out. And I'll catch you next time. Tight lines if you're out on the bank, and the best of fishes. I'll catch you later.